Welcome to Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha, a podcast shared by David Roylance. This podcast is dedicated to guiding you to completely eliminate the discontent mind and the suffering it causes by attaining enlightenment. Learn and practice the teachings of Gautama Buddha that will guide you to fully attain a peaceful, calm, serene, and content mind with joy. To support this podcast, visit patreon.com/support Buddha or visit buddhadailywisdom.com, where you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online learning resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Now, here's our teacher to share more.
Sawadee Kap. Hello and welcome to Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha. Today is our group learning program, and we're in part 2 of a 4-part series that I'm doing on loving kindness meditation, helping students to build up their loving kindness meditation practice. Last class on Wednesday, I walked you through teaching you about loving kindness meditation and how it integrates into the Eightfold Path, and then we ended up doing a loving kindness meditation session together. Today, I'm going to just go right into a loving kindness meditation session with you, where we're going to start with the chanting, then we'll do some breathing mindfulness meditation for a brief period, then we'll go into the loving kindness meditation, back to the breathing mindfulness, and then we'll come out with the chanting. And after we're done meditating, you're welcome to ask any and all questions that you like about any aspect of your practice, whether it's about loving kindness meditation, breathing mindfulness meditation, any aspect of the Eightfold Path, or anything else that you're coming across that you would like clarification on. You're welcome to ask any and all of those questions by putting them into Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom. Or in Zoom, you can raise your hand electronically and ask any questions that you like. So if you'd like to join for meditation, you might decide to take a position either seated, lying, or standing. These are the 3 positions that we use for loving kindness meditation. We don't usually do loving kindness in the walking position, but that is a position of meditation that you can use. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable in any of those positions, and then I'll just ease in with the chanting. And if you guys would like to chant along, you're welcome to, keeping in mind that this isn't a rite, a ritual, or a ceremony, or worship, or any kind of prayer, or anything like that. So I'll ease in with the chanting, and then I'll come back with some guidance from there. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Bhutang Bhagavanang Abhivateyami Savakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Saṅghang Namami Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti piso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vicacaranang Sammuno Sakato Rokavito Anutero Purisa Dhammasati Satatawa Manusarang Bhutto Bhagavati. Okay, with the lower body and hands and arms comfortable, and the upper body erect, just close the eyes and start breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Here you're just looking to establish the breath, a nice, natural, steady, consistent breath. Not forced or controlled, just a gradual inhale through the nose, experiencing the full breath. And then, whenever you're ready, exhale out through the nose. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Your breath may not match up with the guidance that I'm providing, and that's okay. This is your practice. I'm just here for guidance. You can use this voice as a reminder that whenever you get to the next inhale, breathing gradually through the nose, developing a nice, natural, steady, consistent breath. And then, whenever you're ready, exhale out through the nose. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. With the breath well established, start fixating the mind on the breath, either the sound of the breath coming into the nose or the sensation of air moving over the skin into the nose. The breath is the present moment. Fixate the mind on the breath, the present moment. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. With the mind fixated on the breath, whenever you notice that it moves off the breath, cut that off, let it go, and come back to the breath, the present moment. No need to observe the thought, label it, judge it, analyze it, or even try to figure out where it's coming from. Whenever you notice that the mind moves off the breath, cut that off, let it go, and come back to the breath, the present moment. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. I'm going to be quiet now and let you do this work of focusing on the breath, cutting off and letting go anytime the mind moves off the breath. Then I'll be back with guidance on loving kindness meditation. You have nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. No one needs you right now. This is your time to focus on the breath. Breathing in and out. Continuing to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. On the out breath, repeat these affirmations in the mind. May I be peaceful. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be free of all discontentedness in the suffering it causes. May Mom and Dad be peaceful. May they be safe. May they be well. May they be free of all discontentedness in the suffering it causes. May my family, friends, co-workers, and neighbors be peaceful. May they be safe. May they be well. May they be free of all discontentedness in the suffering it causes. May all those who have harmed me be peaceful. May they be safe. May they be well. May they be free of all discontentedness in the suffering it causes. May all those who I have harmed be peaceful. May they be safe. May they be well. May they be free of all discontentedness in the suffering it causes. May all beings, wherever they reside, be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well. May all beings be free of discontentedness in the suffering it causes. Now return back to breathing mindfulness meditation, focusing on the breath, cutting off and letting go anytime the mind moves off the breath. Breathing in and out. อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธมหาควาพุทธังมหาควันหังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตมหาควตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนมหาควโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะอิติปิโสมหาควาอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิชาจารนังสัมมุโนสคาโตโรกาวิโตอนุเตโรปุริสาดัมมาสติสัตตาตาวามานุสนังพุทโธภาควาติ Okay, if you guys would like to slowly make your way out of meditation, I'm going to open up for questions here in a moment. You can put those into Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom, or you can raise your hand in Zoom electronically and ask any questions that you like. First, I'd like to remind you something that I taught last week and then kind of expand upon something that I've been doing as part of the meditation that will help you to understand the path to enlightenment more and this meditation more. The first thing is that it's always important to keep in mind that as you're doing this loving kindness meditation, this is to transform your own mind. This isn't to send loving kindness to others. This isn't to change others. This isn't to invoke the power of anybody or any entity or anything to try to change other people. Anytime you're doing any work on the path to enlightenment, it's always about transforming your own mind. So here, what you're doing is you're transforming your mind away from anger, hatred, ill will, and all those lesser versions like frustration, irritation, annoyance, agitation, even dislike. You're transforming the mind away from those things and towards loving kindness so that you can have this genuine interest in seeing all beings be well, including this being, who you are, because you need to have loving kindness for this being. So if you have negative self-talk or degrading and diminishing talk in your mind, this meditation will help you to transform that. And then it'll also help you to be able to transform your relationships, where if you're doing meditation in this way, and then you're practicing the Eightfold Path of right intention, right speech, and right action, now you can go out into the world and you can be more loving and kind, and you can transform your relationships because you've transformed your mind slowly but surely in meditation, and now you bring that into your practice to be more loving and kind through your intention, speech, and actions. So this meditation is always about transforming your own mind. And then the next thing I'd like to share is you hear me using this affirmation of all those who have harmed me, may they be peaceful, safe, well, and free of discontentedness. Or all those whom I have harmed. Well, if you learn the Four Noble Truths, you understand that it's your own mind that causes discontentedness, the craving, the desire, the attachment, the wants, expectations, the longing, the yearning. That's what's causing the discontentedness. It's not possible for other people to cause you discontentedness, just like it's not possible for you to cause other people to be discontent. But other people can harm you, and you can harm other people. When we talk about harm, what we're talking about is injuring an individual, maybe injuring them physically, maybe injuring their reputation, injuring their material possessions, or things like this, right? You can actually steal somebody's car, and this would harm them. They wouldn't be able to go to work. They wouldn't be able to go shopping and collect supplies that they need in order to sustain their life. If they have children, they wouldn't be able to take their children to school, things like this. This has harmed this individual. If that individual becomes discontent because their car was stolen, that's their mind craving, having desire, holding on to this car, wanting it to be permanent. So we can harm others through our intentions, our speech, our actions, our livelihood, things like this. And that's what we've done in the past when we were off the path to enlightenment and we didn't understand this path. And maybe even now you're still causing harm to individuals because your mind's not fully awake and you don't have full wisdom about the path to enlightenment, and you're not making wise decisions 100% of the time. So there's harm that you're causing through your intention, speech, and actions. And this is going to come back to you through your results. Any unwise decisions is going to produce unwholesome results, and any wise decisions will produce wholesome results. So what you're doing is you're bringing down your unwise decisions, which means you're going to bring down the unwholesome results that you're experiencing, while you're bringing up your wise decisions and experiencing the wholesome results. So what we're doing in this meditation is any beings that have harmed you, whether it's physically, whether it's your material possessions, whether it's your reputation, or maybe stolen money from you, or anything like this, you're releasing any kind of resentment or hostility or bitterness that you might be holding for those individuals or anyone that you've caused harm to. Maybe you're holding on to guilt. Maybe you're holding on to shame and things like this. And maybe you're beating yourself up in your mind and degrading yourself and feeling like less of a person based on those things that you've done in the past. And it's important to be able to separate the decisions and the choices that you've made versus who you are as a person. The choices and decisions that you made in the past, and even the ones you're making now, that doesn't define who you are. These are just choices and decisions that you've made. You as a person aren't your choices and decisions. So any kind of harm that you've caused in the past, you can let go of any kind of resentment or bitterness or hostility or guilt or shame or fear or any harm that's been caused to you. You can let all that go. So you don't have to keep reliving that harm over and over and over within your own mind of the harm people have caused you and the harm that you've caused others. So you can cause others harm. You can injure them, and other people can injure you, but they can't cause you discontentedness, and you can't cause others discontentedness. So that's why I put these in there, because these tend to apply to everybody. But remember, when you're doing this meditation, you would like to customize it based on your specific needs. So if there's individuals either currently in your life or they were in your life in the past, and your mind's holding on to any kind of anger or bitterness or hostility, you would like to include those in your meditation. Even if these people are dead and gone and you'll never see them again, or they're so far in your past, you haven't seen them for 15, 20 years, any kind of anger that you're holding on to in your mind is just harming you. So you need to be able to liberate the mind and free the mind of that anger, hatred, ill will, and all those lesser versions. And this is the meditation that's going to help you do that. So you would like to start with yourself. May I be peaceful. Then move to a ring or two of people you currently have loving kindness for. That's why I put mom and dad in there. Typically, people will have some loving kindness for them. And even friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, things like this. These are people that you may have loving kindness for, you may be a little bit more neutral towards. But then we go to this, people who have harmed you and people that you've harmed. But for your life, you might actually say, may Bob be peaceful, or may Susie be peaceful, right? You actually use individual names, and you might need to do that for a week or two or three, or a month or two or three, as I mentioned when I was teaching this, is that as I was growing up, I had a lot of resentment from my mom based on things that happened when I was growing up. And it took me a good 6 months to wear away that anger, hatred, and ill will in the mind, let go of that resentment and hostility that I had. And then I needed to move into practice through my intention, speech, and actions, being more loving and kind to mom. And it was the meditation that was the real catalyst that helped me to be able to do that. So I needed to train my mind first in meditation, which then allowed me to then be able to be more loving and kind in my relationship through my intention, speech, and actions. So depending on how deeply rooted your anger, hatred, and ill will is towards any one individual, you're going to need to have them in your meditation for a period of time. But once you notice that you no longer have that anger towards them, you might move them out of your meditation and put other people into your meditation. So for me, I tackled the most challenging ones first, which was my own mind, because I had a lot of negative self-talk in there, and my mother. So I did that first and got that one really knocked down. And it took a lot of patience to be able to work through that. So you're going to need to move people in and out of your meditation, and it's going to take you a consistent long-term period to really gradually wear this away. And you're not going to know how much anger you wear away each individual day as you're doing this meditation and you're practicing in daily life. But when it's completely gone, you're going to know that, because it'll be 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and you haven't been angry towards that person whatsoever. And you'll know that it's completely eliminated. So I'm going to open up to any and all questions that you guys have, whether it's related to meditation or any other aspect of the path to enlightenment in your practice, or any challenges that you're experiencing. You can put that into Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom, or you can raise your hand in Zoom and ask any questions that you like. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions anywhere. So you guys must have what you need up to this point and don't have any questions. As you do have questions, you can put that into Facebook, in our Facebook group. I'll answer it there. You can ask questions in these live classes. You can send private messages, or you can schedule personal guidance. If you'd like to talk, we can talk in Zoom, or if we're in the same city together, we can just talk in person wherever we might decide to meet, like at a smoothie shop or at the temple here in Chiang Mai, or as I travel in other parts of the world, there can be different places that we might meet. So feel free to connect and decide that you would like to ask questions. That's a really important part of getting help on the path to enlightenment, is you're going to need clarification. You can't just read a book or attend a class. You're going to need to learn how to apply this to your day-to-day life. So feel free to ask any and all questions as you go. Next week on Wednesday, we're going to be in the third part of our 4-part series on loving kindness meditation. And then this Sunday, we're going to be in chapter 2 of the book, Developing a Life Practice, The Path That Leads to Enlightenment. Chapter 2 is titled, Why Study Gautama Buddha's Teachings? Here you're going to learn about why I suggest that people study these teachings. But when I teach on Sunday, you're going to see we're going to do something unique and different than what we normally do. So feel free to read that either before or after class. And then as you attend class or you listen to the replay, you'll be able to see how we do our class for that particular chapter. So have a very lovely and wonderful rest of your day. We'll perhaps see you guys in a future class. Be well. Take care. Sawadee ka.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To provide support for this podcast, visit patreon.com/support Buddha. To access more teachings, visit buddhadailywisdom.com. There, you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Remember to establish a daily, consistent meditation practice, along with learning and practicing these teachings. A well-developed meditation practice is the foundation in which to train the mind to attain enlightenment.